What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Get Close. I'm Gio,
I'm Bart.
and today I want to talk about something kind of cuny. Okay, it's gonna be
Okay.
kind of relationshipy. So I want to know what your deal breakers were for finding a girlfriend,
Mm-hmm.
friends, right? Because they're all deal breakers. They're
Oh,
all
yeah, yeah.
relationships.
That's true.
So
That's
like
true.
all your relationship deal breakers. So girlfriend, friends, whatever order you want to do it, wife, potential wife. I just want you to brag a little bit about me.
It's okay.
And business partner.
Wow. All right, I'm gonna go in the order of severity.
I love the emotionless. Wow.
No, that was deep. No, because I was just trying to rack my brain because I'm like, damn, no one asked me that before. And you know how like when you go into a new phase of life, you kind of forget what happened before.
100%. So like the girlfriend one, boyfriend one, like, I think the most, the one that I probably have the clearest tabs on would be probably
Business partner.
business. Yeah.
Because it's the most recent thing.
Right.
Yeah, for me, I'll go in order of importance, or maybe even in the order of where the epiphanies come from. So let's start with friends. Are you talking about like elementary school, or are you talking about like high school?
I know, because
or
that all
early
changes
college?
per phases, right?
Yeah, elementary school. I think if you didn't call me names, that was like a very good starting point.
Same.
Yeah, you don't call me names, and if you really liked tetherball or handball, because those were my things. Like I was a killer on the tetherball court, the most useless sport ever, because he doesn't go to Olympics, and I was like,
Tetherball. Is that the one with the string?
yeah, it's a ball, it's a string attached to the rope,
And what's the
you're hitting
point?
it.
You're supposed to like wrap it around the pole, right?
Yeah, you have to wrap it all the way around the pole in the other person's direction, and they have to defend it.
I don't know if I see that, if kids play that anymore. That might be some like old ass shit.
Damn, really?
I don't know.
Because that thing
I also
is,
don't spend my time in like fucking elementary
because
school.
that's such a good hand-eye coordination builder.
It really is.
You know, you're seeing a ball going, and
it's
you're
tiny
rotating.
and it's moving at a fucking fast rate.
Yeah, and you're rotating, right? You're rotating at the hips, and then the strategy, you go up and down.
True. Did you ever hit the fucking rope on accident?
Yeah,
Damn, that
in the
was
beginning,
killer.
but I was
Oh,
so
my bad.
fucking good.
Were you the one that would be like, hoo, 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 hoo,
dude? I knew all kinds of crazy shit.
like what?
So like,
Did you do like fucking slices? Like,
no, that's handball.
I know. I just don't know. I didn't know any other technique other than to fucking smash it.
Did you ever play tetherball?
I did, but all I did was muscle it the whole way.
We got to find ourselves an adult-sized court, and I will fucking own your ass 100-0.
I feel like the poles were pretty adult sized because they were fucking massive.
All right, then we'll find ourselves a
pole?
kid-sized court, and I will smash you.
No shit, you're fucking like 200 pounds
No.
heavier than
So
me.
I'll tell you why I was so good. One of the reasons why I was so good is I already knew how to serve a lot of ways. A lot of people.
How do you serve a lot of weight?
Exactly. So a lot of people, they ask dumb questions like you, where they go, what's the other way? No, I'm just kidding. So they
I had
serve.
friends and siblings, all right, motherfucker. That's what happened.
Fine. They would try to serve and just try to make it fast, right? And because you want the ball to spin. I knew, I was like, okay, cool. Depending on how this guy plays, I'm like, okay, this guy's a blocker. So blockers are really good up top. So how I would serve.
What the fuck is a blocker?
So you know, like once it starts going around the pole, it gets faster.
Yeah.
Blockers, as soon as it gets like really fast, they're really good at just jumping up and blocking, almost like a volleyball block. So that way they'll block it, and if
Are
they're
you allowed to do that?
yeah, and when they're really good at that, the really good blockers, they'll block the ball like this, like that, right? As soon as it hits their forearm and it spins around, they'll time it around and hit it already. So they'll go, boom, 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 and they'll start generating momentum the other way. The really good blockers are like that.
I didn't know you could block. Wait, can we back up a little bit?
Yeah.
What are the rules? Because all I knew was you hit it up until it wraps.
That's
and
it.
you can't do anything else.
No, the rule is I make mine
How do you
wrap.
defend it?
I make mine wrap your way. You make yours wrap my way.
Right.
We can't hit each other. That's it.
You can't hit each
and
other.
there's a line.
Like you could hit each other with the ball.
Like
but
I can't
that's
kick you in the stomach.
it. That would have made it interesting.
And there's lines on the ground. I can't get in your space. You can't get in my space.
Okay, dang. You
That's
remember
it. That's it. Just two rules or three
So
rules.
everything else goes.
Everything else goes.
I don't remember blocking. All right, I did smoke a lot of weed, so
In elementary school?
no, but that my fucking memories are
right.
foggy.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I knew, I'm like, okay, this guy looks like a blocker. Then how I would serve, instead of serving regular, I would already serve down. So when you serve down, because the rope goes like this, instead of the ball rotating like this or orbiting like this,
it goes back
it already orbits in a zigzag. So what that causes that person to do is, because the ball is going high on his back end, he starts backing up. to the back because he can no longer play defense in the front. So he has to go, instead of fighting me here, he fights over here. As soon as I see him go there, then I even the ball out. So now it spins like middle. So I'm forcing him to use footwork to battle what the hell that I'm doing.
Damn, I think
And what else? What I'm really good at too is, you know, when the pole's like this, right? When it's wrapping evenly, there's way more revolutions, right? Versus like, imagine if the pole's this big, the string's not that long. It might only revolve maybe once or twice.
Yeah.
So like, let's say I hit the ball wide and I see that like this guy's not paying attention. I'll purposely hit the ball in a crazy angle. So now instead of wrapping the pole like this, it wraps the pole like this. So it causes even less revolution. So spin even faster that way. And there's a hook at the top of the pole. So sometimes
a hook.
You
Where's
know,
this fucking hook?
where the string connects to the pole.
Yeah, you're right.
So I'll utilize that too. So sometimes I'll hit it in a way where it wraps around that hook and you can't even reach it. Like I just whack it and it goes up there.
Okay, that's not fair, you
and then
dirty rat.
What?
That's not fair.
That's all part of it. It's like people like dunking, right? It's like,
how many friends did you have in this phase? 0, you fucking dirty rat.
Honestly, probably not that much.
That's probably why you were so good.
Because in elementary school, I got kicked out of 2 elementary schools already.
You only needed 1 player to play that, honestly.
Yeah. And yeah, my mom dropped me off at 6 a.m. So I just practiced in the morning until school started.
6 a.m.?
Yeah.
What time did school start?
Back then, probably like 7 something.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Yeah, but I would just be there, just going ham, playing by myself. And then I got really, really good. So as long as you're good at tetherball, handball,
it's easy.
That was a good start. And non-judgmental people.
You understood judgment at that age?
I didn't know judgment, but I think as a kid, I was very, I don't even know the words because you're a kid, right? But I just feel like I was very like open arms like that. And so like.
With arms wide open?
With arms wide open, yeah. So like, let's say like, let's say there's a kid, he looks like he has the stereotypical like poor shoes or whatever, right?
Wasn't that you?
That was me too. But I would never go like, make fun of them or like.
But that's still making fun, right? Isn't that still making fun?
Yeah, but there's also people that are just like, oh, that guy's like this. They're not in my group. Oh. I never really had that, you know. For me, it's just if you were down to have fun,
you're your friend.
Because some people aren't down to have fun.
That's true.
There's the kids that are like during recess,
super shy.
They're bringing their homework to recess, doing it like at lunch.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's kids that just like, or like there's kids that like let's say in class, right? I'm goofing around in the back like I'm not supposed to, and then some kids like they want to pay attention, but they'll still smirk because what I did was funny and they like to have fun. Other kids are like,
oh yeah, they're not my friends.
I'm like, oh, you don't even like to have fun, so that's it. So that's my only requirement was like to have fun.
It didn't matter if it were boy or girl, because I know in elementary school also you're just like, ugh, boys, ew.
No, one of the this is kind of sad, but one of the chicks that I was the closest with in elementary school was a girl.
What do you mean? What are the chicks you were closest with?
Because I didn't even see her as a girl. I think that's what's funny. So she was one of my best friend's cousins.
Okay.
And she was so tomboyish.
Oh, rad.
Like when we played basketball, you would probably pick her like within your top 3 choices before you start picking any of the dudes. That's how good she was. But because she was I actually had a crush on her, but because she was such one of the dudes that I felt embarrassed revealing that I had a crush on her.
Why?
I don't know, because I think it's just she's already one of the dudes. So I think it would be I already knew it would be one of those where like if I said I liked her, then everyone would be, oh, you like her? Because she's like one of the boys, you know?
It's just everyone's gonna be like, ew.
Yeah. So I didn't want to say anything.
I see.
But I had a crush on her though.
I see. Okay.
But then later I found out she was lesbian.
Really?
Yeah. Or maybe she's bi. I don't know.
Okay, what's happening?
Because I also found out later on. So like, you know, in elementary school, like some kids go to this junior high, some go through the other one.
Yeah.
When I went to this one and she went to that one, I heard through mutual friends she had a crush on me. And I was like, fuck.
And you still didn't make a move.
Well, it's too late. We already went to different junior highs.
Oh, but you didn't live together because it's a best friend. Oh, you guys weren't close. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
It's just best friend from school. It doesn't necessarily mean you guys are like neighbors or anything.
Yeah. Definitely not. Because I remember I got kicked out of a bunch of elementary schools. So by the time I went to my elementary school, it's the one across town.
Got it. Okay.
You know?
Yeah, so she's the one that got away.
All my neighbors, I did not go to school with them because they were good kids and they stayed in the local one.
Got it. Okay. So now I know your criteria for elementary school.
What about you, elementary?
So what's elementary for you? Because I know our time frames are a little bit, or like our grade system is different.
So ours did it the right way, and it goes up to 6th grade.
That's fucking weird. Big ass kids with little kids, that's fucking weird.
6th grade's not big yet.
That's huge, dude.
7th grade is when they get big.
6th, 5th, and did you see pictures of me as a 5th grader? I wasn't a late bloomer like you, and I know,
but
big.
you have hyperthyroidism or something.
No, I have none of that.
I'm just kidding.
I have elephantitis.
Yes.
No. So for me, it was K through 4. So as soon as you like, because in 4th grade, people are barely like 1% of your class is like hitting puberty.
Yeah, I remember.
So it's really small.
I remember coming back from 5th grade summer into 6th grade.
It's gnarly,
and
right?
Some dudes got deep voices, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the right way, I feel like.
No, I think a lot of 6 through 8 is good.
And then we went 5th through 8.
Wow, 5 is puny though. 5th graders are
Really?
puny, yeah.
Someone
That's 10 versus 13.
I know, but in that block of time, a year might as well be just like 100 years apart, because no one's like congregating with each other, because it's just like we are two fucking different types of species right now. Like you're a baby and you're a fucking adult.
I think 5th graders can play with 4th graders.
I don't know. Well, I don't know. Maybe I'm biased now because I just know what that looks like. And I'm like, that's a baby school. Like, they have playgrounds with fucking sand in it. When you go to 5th grade, there is no fucking play box or sand or any of that shit. We had the tetherball. And we had the handball. And we had, like, the handball, like, board. And then we had, like, the basketball. So, for me, 1 through 4, the criteria was pretty much like yours. I didn't like boys, though. I didn't like playing with boys. I was very much a girly girl.
Did you have crushes already?
100%.
I
had
crushes,
boyfriends.
I had crushes since kindergarten.
Boyfriends.
Oh,
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
And I remember a time, I think I was like in 1st grade. I had a boyfriend and this other guy liked me, so they were both my boyfriends. And then they found out about each other, and then they would wrestle over me, like in the sandbox. And I was like, ugh, this is so immature. And then like,
how did that make you feel?
Like I was just like
these guys. Woman?
No, I was just like, oh, they can't like. We probably wouldn't be able to be friends because I was so judgmental.
But they're trying to like show who's alpha to you in their
and
kids'
I thought
way.
I thought it was so childish. I was just like, oh,
damn,
yeah.
You have problems.
I was really, really girly. Like I was super girly. Like I would collect stickers and stuff, and it wasn't until maybe 3rd or 4th grade when I really started embracing my tomboy side, and I started playing more with boys, and like those lines were erased. So it's like same thing. Like if you wanted to have a good time and you didn't care about getting dirty and you were brave, like you needed to be brave. Like if kids were going like, oh, I don't want to go in the bushes, the devil lives in there, I'd be like, oh, I want to be your friend, you sissy, you know? So like I liked shit like that. But I mainly liked hanging around with girls.
Were you good at PE?
We didn't have PE in 4th grade.
What?
Or in any of those classes.
You guys didn't have to like run a mile or anything like that?
No, that wasn't until what we call intermediate or middle school.
Damn, we've been running miles since
I'm sure we had like playtime
since 4th grade, yeah.
Like we had recess, right?
But you guys didn't have like PE tests. Like in 3rd grade, like you know the last the last podcast what I was talking about, or a few episodes earlier what I was talking about when I first found out I was good at something. It was because we're doing a pull-up test for like 2nd or 3rd grade. No,
I don't think I had any of that. I don't think it was until I entered junior high.
Oh wow.
Damn, what? So many middle school, intermediate, junior high. Those are I'm talking about the same.
Wow.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that. It was just fun time. And yeah, I didn't like gossipy girls. I didn't like catty girls. I remember there was this fucking catty ass bitch, and she didn't even fucking speak English, and she was coming after me, and I was
what
like,
did she speak?
bitch, well, only Spanish.
Oh.
I went to predominantly Spanish speaking school.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was just like, ugh, bitch, you don't even speak English. How you judging me? Yeah, she's so mean. I forgot her name. Yeah, but the criteria was mainly female or a fun friend that was brave.
Oh, and I also didn't like people that didn't keep their word.
Oh.
Yeah. That's when I first would get my heart broken. Because it would be like, can I borrow your eraser? I'm not sure. And then like the next day, I'm like, oh, can I have my eraser back? I'm like, I don't have it anymore. I'm like,
annoying. Oh, yeah, I feel that.
You're supposed to give it back to me.
I still remember I lent someone a Hello. So I was really into Hello Kitty.
Yeah. Like
4th grade all the way up until I was a full-blown adult. And I remember I had this really cool Hello Kitty pencil. And I didn't like sharing my pencils with anyone because they were all like Hello Kitty and like those like really cute ones. Like a Hiro no Peko and shit. Oh my God, I can't remember. And then like Keropi. Anyway.
Pachaco.
Yeah. Oh my
That's
God.
the Dalmatian.
Pachaco. Yeah, he is. Yeah. And then so I had this crush on this guy named Eric, and I had a crush on him for years. And then we finally got to be in a class together, and I was like, I get to stare at him all day. Ooh. And he was probably, were we like in 5th or 6th grade? I forget. Maybe 6th grade. And then he asked me for a pencil, and I'm like, oh, I don't want to share my pencils.
But you have a crush on him.
I know, but I'm like, but it's Eric. And I was just fighting myself because I'm like, no, keep your pencils. They're so cool. No, but it's Eric, and you like him so much. And I'm like, oh, you're right. And I was like, fine. I'll give him my prettiest one. I'm like, here you go. You could borrow it. He could borrow it, right?
Yeah.
And he never gave it back.
Yeah.
Eric, give me back my goddamn pencil. He never gave it back. And then I asked him for it the next day. And he goes, I don't have it anymore.
Yep.
He probably gave it to his crush.
That's.
Look what I got you.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
At my dime.
When I was a kid, if you don't hold your word, man, I'm like, maybe that's why like gangs are so attractive, you know? Because like, it's kind of like
I love the way you enter a conversation.
Because it's only the stuff that you care about, right? So all I cared about is accepting people. If you're down, if you keep your word, and those are literally like the 3 most important principles in becoming a gangster.
Yeah, but that's also how you create your friend circles too. It's the same thing.
But no one holds.
Then they're not your friend.
No one holds it to the level that gangs hold it. Right? Imagine.
I don't know. I've never been in a gang.
You backstab someone in a gang.
Oh yeah, you're dead.
You're getting fucking jumped.
Yeah.
Right? In a regular like tetherball team, like no one's jumping your ass.
Well, I mean, it's a tetherball team. No one jumps anyone. They're a bunch of pussies.
Exactly. So because of that, the consequences are so big. People really care. Versus like in regular elementary school, the kid that borrowed my pencil or whatever, my eraser, never gave it back, and I'm like, man, that fucking sucks.
Fucking shady bitch. If there were tetherball teams, and I don't know if there are, so I'm super ignorant to this topic. If there were,
right now,
yes,
as an adult,
and you were to create your own,
play.
That's not even what I was gonna ask, dude. What would the uniforms look like? Are they more like on the tennis side, like short shorts, like a little zipper jacket?
Whack.
Oh, warm ups?
No, it'd be like compression pants and compression top.
Really?
Yeah.
Like some fucking Tron shit?
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking weird.
Maybe it's sleeveless so you can show buff arms.
I just picture the most fucking puny fucking people for some odd reason.
Either
but
that,
of course not, because fitness has evolved so much. Everyone's gonna be fucking yoked.
Either that or baseball outfits.
Why? Talk shit about baseball players.
Because they kind of like swing too.
That's not at all how you swing a bat, dude.
I mean, it's
you're
similar.
not fucking trying to. This is a gang swing.
No, you're swinging. You're doing something.
No, that's a baseball swing. The other one was a fucking. I'm gonna trash your car or like bash your head with this bat.
Oh, fine.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, so that was my criteria for like middle school. I mean, elementary school.
Yeah, that was mine too. That's why I think gangs are so attractive.
Not anymore though, right? Because just there's too many consequences.
I still hold dear to those 3.
Yeah, you do.
So now it's either I have friends that are like that, or I have people that live by this, whether they're in a gang or not. But I really vibe with them.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
Next phase in life.
Next phase in life, probably like high school or whatever. It's still very similar, those 3.
Mm-hmm.
I like one of my closest friends that I made in high school. His name is Ray, and he was really cool because so by the time I got to my final destination in high school, I've already been to 3, right? So I would say I'm a pretty well-traveled high schooler.
You are, yeah.
Yeah, like if I
have a
like,
lot of stamps in the high school passport.
I sure do, and so I've experienced a lot. I've like banged a little bit. I've raved a little bit. Sold pharmaceuticals a little bit.
You're so well traveled.
I've been on a varsity sports team a little bit, so I've done a little bit, you know. And then so because of that, like I felt like my acceptance and maturity was a lot higher than a lot of the people in my high school because they're still playing those stupid ass high school games, you know. Yeah. So I'm like, dude, like
some adults still play those fucking high school.
Yeah,
games.
I'm like, bro, no matter how cool you are or you think you are, in about 6 months we gonna find out.
Why 6 months?
Where you're real? Because we're gonna graduate.
Oh, I see.
I'm like, we gonna find out how cool you really are in the real world. You know, you might have the coolest haircut right now, but once fools go to like a legit college or get a legit job and they start making real
Piper.
I'm like, how long
That
is that
little
cool?
doughy dough.
How cool is that little haircut gonna last you? You know.
Yeah.
This episode of Get Close is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. I am so excited for summer because summertime means family trips, and trips mean I get to meet a lot of cool people that can really make our vacations come to life. Like when you go to the hotel and their concierge who knows of the best places to go, like they're really familiar with all the local eats. Or if you have a tour guide with great stories, like all the stories you can't get in a history book. Or when you go to a restaurant and the server knows the ins and outs of the menu and can make amazing recommendations based off the mood you're in. You know, outstanding talent is crucial for successful businesses. And if you're hiring, you can find talent for roles like these and more at ziprecruiter.com. And you can try it for free at ziprecruiter.com/getclose. These are really powerful technology to find and match the right candidates up with your job. And you can easily review these recommended candidates and invite your top choices to apply. So whether you have a big business and you need to expand your team, or this is your first time as an entrepreneur or even freelancer and you need extra help, I highly recommend ZipRecruiter because you can find the perfect person that you need. And on the flip side, if you're top qualified talent, people are always looking to add people like you to their team. So make sure you go check it out. Go to ziprecruiter.com/getclose. That's ziprecruiter.com/getclose. And that's where you can try ZipRecruiter for free. And so what I liked about my homie Ray is because I went to so many high schools, I almost had to like start my friend circle
All over every time.
from scratch, you know? And I think one cool thing about that is the sad thing is it's really hard to have long-term friendships. The cool thing is you're able to kind of reinvent yourself every single time.
Right.
So by the time I came to my last year at Marquette, I was like, you know, I'm just do me. I'm gonna just do what I think.
What were you doing before?
You know, like the younger you are, the more you still care about your social hierarchy type stuff.
Okay, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so like for example, if school's not cool, then you're gonna ditch, or it's gonna be the loser that goes to school. You know, or if like everyone has like a car and you don't have one, everyone's like, oh, I'm gonna try to get a job and work or do whatever so I can have it. So you're still trying to get those cool points, right?
Yeah.
Because you want the acceptance from your peers.
Right.
So by the time I was in my senior year, I've done so many things. I was like, man, I don't really give a fuck. I'm just gonna do what I like, what I think I need to get into my next phase of life when I graduate. So when I came back to Marquette for the last time, I was like, you know what? I'm a sign up for weight training because I really like weights, and I'm also gonna join the ASB because I feel like with someone like me, not some goody two shoes ass student, I think maybe I could really make a difference, or I can be more of like an outreach to more of the school, like really get the school involved in things that, because I always hear ASB shit, and as whack as it sounds, I'm like, a lot of these things are pretty cool. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to like get the school involved in whatever.
Yeah, because back in the day, school, like if you were into school, you were a fucking nerd.
You're a nerd. You're a fucking geek.
Yeah, I don't know. It sounds like now it's actually really nice. And it's really positive.
Yeah, especially if you go to a good school.
Yeah.
You know? So, yeah, I signed up for weight training. And in weight training, I met this dude named Ray. And Ray was cool. He, the first time he came in, so he dressed like a cholo. And when he first came in, he came in on Heelys. So
That already sounds fucking whack.
exactly, which I thought was dope. Because if you went to Marquette at that time, everyone dressed like blood in, blood out.
I see.
Like that school looks like you go to lunchtime and you can see, okay, Asian boys is here, Black Dragons there, Viet boys is here, like Bell Garden King Cobras are there. Like you could just see all the gang. Like everyone's like just almost like a like West Side Story. Like visually you can see like who, like the cliques, you know, 18th Street's over there, Sangra's over here. Like you just see all these like gangs all over, right? Half Mexican, half Asian, and it's the breeding ground of some of the biggest SGV gangs back then, and that's what you see. So it's very like that. So it's very machismo. Everyone's wearing big white tees, Cortez's, Chucks, Dickies, that whole thing, right? And then you have a occasional like skater. They got kids that like pack sun. The people that are
Dang,
into,
your school was gnarly.
and the occasional sprinkle a little bit of like people that are into punk. You know, the people that have like the safety pins on their clothes, like that kind of stuff. And then so when you have a dude like Raymond, when he just rides into weight training with Heelys on, it caught my eye. I was like, dude, this motherfucker don't give a fuck either. What the fuck? And then I was like, so usually when you don't give a fuck, it's of two reasons. One, you really don't give a fuck. Or two, you ain't got no friends. So
You're just so weird.
yeah. So I was like, it's one of the other two, you know? And then, so I started lifting. He joins in with me. He's kind of training with him. I'm like, sure. We started lifting. I'm like, oh, damn, this guy's pretty strong. And we just start talking and chatting it up. And then he starts telling me about how, like, hey, there's this. He's like, if you like my shoes, there's a shoe store down the street.
They're like, nah, dog, I'm
Like
good.
every Thursday, they have this contest. Like, if you put them on and you could ride them, they'll give you a free pair. And I'm like, damn, this guy's really, really open about, like, whack shit. And then,
oh my god.
and then I'm like, man, this guy's kind
This
of,
guy's really oblivious.
I'm like, this guy's kind of cool, you know? And then, so because I had a few other friends from before that went there, I would ask about him. I'm like, hey, do you know anything about him to get a cosign, whatever? And everyone that I knew, they're like, oh, him? Oh, dude, that fool used to be with Asian boys, used to do this, whatever.
Oh shit.
So I was like, oh shit, this is my kind of peeps. Like, he's done that stuff. He's kind of like me. He's done all that. He's over it. He thinks it's fucking stupid. So he's just doing him like I'm doing me. So we became really, really tight that year. And then we ended up like, we would go like Tempur-Pedic mattress shopping together. Like just stuff that we
Why you
cared
guys
about.
are all like married?
No, we're just like, I don't know. It was just
Who
like,
shops for fucking mattresses in high school?
no, because you would see those infomercials.
Our mattress would just like for me, my mattress just showed up.
No, we didn't
It
go.
was just there when I was born.
We didn't go buy it. We couldn't afford it.
Oh, you guys just went to fuck around?
No, because like, you know, like everyone has that inner scientist, right? So,
Sure.
So for us, like we would see those commercials where like there's a wine glass and drop a bowling ball and it wouldn't move.
Were you guys high?
No.
Oh,
So we were just like, it was just cool to be able to shed that like my
I'm a
fucking,
tough.
yeah,
I'm
my
a badass.
thug nature or whatever. I gotta
Yeah.
shed that. And then so we're just me and him. So we would do that, or we would like try to see if we could like race each other in shopping carts. You know, we just became like really close friends in that way.
How cute.
Cool and cute.
Yeah. I was gonna say cool.
Yeah, and it was it was really, really cool to be like, oh man, there's another person like that. And then so when I ended up joining ASB, he joined it with me. He's like, oh cool, I'm down to try that shit out.
How cute.
And just one little quick story about Raymond that I thought was fucking dope, because I'm not really from the 626 at that point. I've only been there for like 4 or 5 years. I've heard stories about him, but you don't know it until you're in action.
Yeah.
Right. So I was involved in a pharmaceutical transaction with the initials HS.
You make it sound like you haven't talked about all this shit everywhere.
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if I have. So with the pharmaceutical transaction with an organization with the name HS. And then if you're from the SGV or Chinatown, you know what I'm talking about. And it goes wrong. It goes wrong, and they think I owe them money, or they think I owe them a deal, but they owe me money. I forgot what it was. But I'm solo at this time. I'm not banging with nobody. And we go to a rave at night. 3 of those fools catch me there. They're like, hey, what's up? You know? And then I'm like, let's go outside then. Because I'm like, let's just fucking, I don't like to talk very much. I'm not a very big talker. I'm like, let's just go there. It's either I'm going to kill you or you're going to kill me. That's it. Right? And then, and there's 3 of them. Raymond, I don't know what the hell he was doing. He's probably fucking checking out Tempur-Pedic mattresses or something.
At a rave?
I don't know, dude. We're fucking black light painting. I don't know. Whatever rave activities he is. He's curious, right? We're both curious people. We're both inner scientists. So he's doing his scientist shit. I'm trying to do my scientist shit. But I got caught up with these 3 organizers. So we go, as we're walking outside of the club, Raymond comes out and he goes, what's going on over here? And then I go, oh, they think I owe them money or owe money, whatever the hell it is. And then Raymond looks at those 3 and he goes, it's done. All right. And then those 3 dudes were like, all right, it's done. Just like that. And I was like, oh shit. I'm like, damn, this fool does come from like a lineage of a long time of doing things, you know? Like he's not even from their old gang or anything like that. It's just they've been in the same hood long enough to know like who can pull what and what can happen. Because I'm new, right? Because I grew up in Cerritos.
I would have been so oblivious if I saw you walking out with those 3 guys and stuff. I would have been like, "Oh, my bad, you're busy," and I'd walk back.
Well, because he recognized.
I'd walk away.
Like I said, it was like West Side Story, right? Like you just saw people,
yeah,
and you knew their association. You just knew, and you've seen each other so much, and like, you know, like
I'm so not street smart. I'd be like, "Oh, my bad, I'm interrupting. I'll be inside," and
so
you're probably like, "No, I need help."
You see four bald-headed cholos, and they're all wearing white tees. You don't go, "Oh, I think they're like."
No, I'm fucking oblivious. I grew up in the fucking hood, right? But like, we're so far removed from it that I'd just be like, "Oh, okay, they're just talking about something."
Oh, I see. Yeah. Raymond just said, "Squash it," and then we just squashed it.
Did you ever talk about it then? Like, hey, what was that about? Like, did you guys ever catch up on it?
A little bit. So I was like, "Oh, yo, you know those guys?" He goes, "Yeah, he likes to punk the fuck out of them in junior high." So I was like, "Oh, okay." So it's high school now, but people still remember. And, you know, there is a pecking order in these organizations and stuff. So even though like Raymond isn't from there anymore, it's there's a lot of interpersonal relationships, you know?
For sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, "Oh shit, that's dope." Because it was cool. I was ready to do whatever. I don't care, you know? And then, but it was just cool for him to come in and do that. And I'm like, "Oh, that's dope, man. That's good looking out, man."
Yeah, that is sweet.
Yeah. So like, that's all I really cared about. So by my senior year, all my friends were down like for anything and very accepting, which is why like I even talked about like the whole Peacemakers thing on David's podcast.
Right.
Because we're trying to do good. Like we're a bunch of like just
hooligans
doing good in our own way. So, you know, try to like spread the word of good while smoking cigarettes. And then what is it called? Yeah, just not being too judgmental.
Yeah.
That's like all I really, really cared about.
Yeah.
And loyalty.
For me in high school, I don't know if I cared about loyalty. Maybe I did. I don't know. I don't know if I have it as like filed away the way you do, like where it's like a thing. But I was so sheltered and I was so controlled by my parents that as soon as I got into high school, I was like, "Oh, I'm doing me. Fuck all that." So like my grades started plummeting. Like I just wanted to hang out with fun people. Like I didn't want to hang out with like studious, fucking geeky, what I considered geeky of like, let's play fucking cards or let's do like little Pokemon. Like I wanted to be like a badass. Like I wanted to get in trouble. I wanted to try all the things.
How come you didn't like join a gang or something?
Because I thought they were stupid.
What you said you want to get in trouble.
I did, but like I just thought like, well, not like in real trouble, like to take me to jail trouble, like trouble with my parents trouble.
Oh.
Like I just wanted to rebel against them.
Like lukewarm trouble.
Yeah. Like I'm not trying to fucking catch a case or nothing. You know what I mean?
I don't know, because I remember I first heard like one of my friends steal a car, and I'm like, "Oh, he's cool. He's cool."
No, I would have been like, "What a fucking loser!"
And I'm like, and the cops are after him. The cops know about him.
Really?
Like it was a heartthrob. I'm like, "Oh my God, tell me more." And he has a house arrest bracelet on his ankle. Oh my God. Oh, so fucking wet. Oh
my God. No, not at all. I thought that was loser behavior. Like I still wanted to succeed. I wanted to succeed in life.
Yeah.
But on my own terms.
I see.
And so I was definitely in a rebellion phase. So I only wanted to hang out with chicks that were like that. I only wanted to hang out with chicks that were opinionated. That like my best friend in high school was 4'11", okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm probably already 5'11" in high school. We called her Polly Pocket because she was so tiny and petite, and like her wrists were literally like little bird wrists.
And her name's Polly too?
No, her name was Veronica. But we would call her, everyone knew her as Polly, you know? She's like this fiery ass, like you don't fuck with her. Like she will fuck you up type of chick, you know? And those were the girls that like I loved. So all my girl crew were just tough bitches like that. Like, oh, you're gonna fuck with me, I'm gonna fuck with you type shit, you know? But they weren't like gangster or anything like that. It was more like, hey, we're just doing our own shit. Y'all like Y'all, so like we all kind of like went in all of like the different circles. Like we would hang out with like the jocks or like the popular or like the fucking stoner crew or the skater crew. And it wasn't as like gang infested as yours sounded. We definitely had that. And there was definitely like in the 2000s, there was like the thick of like, we were in the thick of like, the Mexican and Asian like rivalry. So there were like a bunch of school fights that would happen, but like it wasn't the majority. They were definitely the minority. Or at least from my fucking point of view, right? Because remember, I would probably see you walking out with 3 bald-headed dudes in oversized clothes and I'd be like, oh, you guys are busy without really knowing. So that's just my skewed
Did you
perception.
guys have rumbles like happen in the cafeteria? Like
yeah, we
like
did.
Weekly?
Not weekly, but we definitely had like maybe once a month.
Yeah, ours was like weekly.
I remember like there was one year though where
maybe
it did,
even daily if I went to school more.
where it did happen quite a bit, but like
Where like food's flying, people just getting
yeah,
jumped.
but not like maybe I could probably recall like maybe like 2 times where that happened.
Did you guys have cops on campus?
No.
Like actual like you
No,
know?
no.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we had actual cops on campus because it happened so much.
No, we didn't.
So,
We
like,
just
the-
had school security.
So the school security couldn't really do too much.
Oh
people
shit!
need to
No,
get-
it wasn't like that.
People need to get arrested.
No.
And I heard Keppel wasn't even the worst one in the SGV. I heard San Gabriel was actually the worst one.
Really?
Yeah, that's like, because you know, like when kids get in trouble, they get sent to other schools.
Yeah.
For some reason, they all end up like going to, they all
Gabriel?
get sent to San Gabriel before you
shit.
go to continuation school.
Yeah. No, it wasn't like that. So my criteria was like, I just wanted you to be down to have fun, to like stick up for yourself, like not take any shit from anyone. And I think that's all I really cared about. I just wanted to have fun. I just wanted to be with rule breakers. But like the line stepper rule
What made
breakers.
you want to be a rule breaker?
Because I just had so many rules on me where I'm like, fuck man, I just need to breathe a bit. Like I want people that test the line and ride the line.
Did you have any, what about rule breaker in terms of success? Did you guys have anybody?
Not there yet. I wasn't there yet.
Did you guys have anyone that was like outstanding at your high school?
Of course. I don't wanted nothing to do with those people.
Really? Damn.
Yeah.
I've always been interested in them.
Nah, I was just like, I was just so deprived of social interaction that that's all I wanted. And then my girlfriends, they couldn't be like those hoochie, like loose chicks. Like I didn't want anything to do with that. Like if you had like a reputation of being like that or like being boy crazy, I was like, nah, you ain't it. Like I ain't trying to be your friend. So like my friend crew was always like the fucking hot bitches. You know what I mean?
I think back to like hoochie chicks, and I think I was so oblivious that I don't even realize they were coming on to me until now. I remember this one time I was sitting in the office, and this chick comes up to me, and then like we're just talking, and then out of nowhere she tells me she's been shaving her vagina, and then how it's like really itchy growing back.
She's not hitting on you. She's telling you that you're a homie.
And then she asked me if I want to see it.
Yeah, you're a homie.
For sure.
Yeah, she's not hitting on you. That's
For
the
sure
last
she is.
thing. That's the last thing a chick wants you to see because it's not attractive.
Nah, I think she wanted me to see it, and then we can go in the bathroom, and then
That's a weird come on. Maybe
And then
Asian
go to-
people do it different.
no, she was white.
Was she?
Yeah.
You swear?
Yeah, and then we can go to
Maybe white people do it
we
different.
can go to Alice in Wonderland. Go down the rabbit hole.
That's what she said.
No, I'm just making that up.
What part did you make up? God damn it!
Just the Alice in Wonderland part.
Oh yeah, I don't think she's coming on to you, because that's embarrassing for girls.
I don't think.
At least in that age.
I think white chicks operate differently.
Maybe.
I think she was
can't
coming
speak
on.
for.
I think she
can't
was
speak
coming
for
on.
them.
I think she was coming on to me, but I was so ridiculous that I was just like.
You were so ridiculous, or that the statement was ridiculous? What's going on?
I was too.
You're a little
I
flustered.
was too retarded.
I see.
Where I was like,
Yeah, you are stupid still.
yeah, I was like, oh, it itches? That must suck. I probably stopped it right there. I'm like, damn, I feel bad for you.
Are you embarrassed for yourself at that age? Are you like, man, you're so stupid?
No, I don't know until later.
I know. Looking back at it right now, are you embarrassed of that?
A little bit. I think it's, I'm embarrassed, but I also didn't have too many interactions, so I don't even know what's happening, but there's a lot of missed opportunity, I guess.
What a weird come on if it is a come on. I don't know any girl that's like, oh, it comes back so itchy. I really think she thought you were just.
You think a 15-year-old has game or a 16-year-old has game?
Fuck yeah. I was thinking of game a long time ago, dude.
Okay.
That's the last thing I would want.
Nah, I'm pretty sure she was coming on to me.
I don't know. Well, maybe. If you say so. But yeah, so that was like my thing. Like my girl crew. And I had guys in our crew too. But even the guys, like they couldn't be flirty with us. Like I'm like, then you're not a homie. You know what I mean? Like I didn't like any guys like that.
Everyone had to be friend zone.
We were super homies, like super duper homies. And there was like a big group of us that were like that. And we would always hang out. There was at least at any given time, like, you know how friends kind of rotate in and out? There was always at least 7 of us, minimum, where we would just all hang out all the time. And
when you say you hang out all the time, you mean only at school?
yeah. And then like if my mom would let me go out and stuff, then we would all meet up at like someone's house.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. And we'd like, if like they always hung out, but when I was able to hang out with them, it was always the same people. So it was always super fun.
I see. I've always been attracted to outstanding people, but I think my own social pressures got in my way.
I think for me, the outstanding thing was morals. Like, I think when I felt like people had like really righteous morals, that's when I was like, dope, you're above. Like, I just felt like a lot of people were super animalistic. Like, they were all, like, at least in that age range, I just felt like they only cared about hooking up and like having a boyfriend, and they just cared about that bullshit, you know, or like going to this party or like this gossipy shit. And I just never felt like I really belonged. Like I never really belonged in that. So if you were the counter of that, then I was like, ooh, I'm very intrigued by you.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's kind of like gangs too, right? Like you have a few rules, but those rules mean a lot. So that's what attracted me to, you know, people like that. But there were people that were like, someone was, I think, on the like U.S. badminton team, and I was like, oh shit, what the fuck? As a high school, that's fucking crazy. You know, so stuff like that would really intrigue me.
It makes sense. You grew up with a lot of like accolades being kind of like.
But I'm so like, oh, that's so whack. And so I wouldn't even like try to like get to know them or anything like that. But I would hear stuff like that, you know, or like I remember some kid was like in Mensa or some shit, you know, that genius, whatever. Yeah. I think just like,
which is interesting because Mensa in like Spanish means like dumb girl.
That's funny. Yeah, so just like
dumb.
Like yeah, just outstanding people was very, very almost like, you know how like on social media today, right? When someone's really good at something, like it attracts the attention of lots of people.
Yeah.
Maybe surface level attention.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how many people are actually really trying to like the amount of people that know Gary Vee versus the amount of people that take his classes are like, it's probably way smaller, you know? But for me, like I would really be interested, not just like know of them. I would really want to know like how they did that. But I never pursued it because I just thought it was so whack.
Yeah. I think for me, it was more like morally like righteous people that I was just like, whoa. I guess I wasn't really around it very much, or maybe I was with like my parents. I don't know where it came from, but I just always saw that as such a huge thing. Like if you were able to stick to what you say and live by that, and I was like, whoa, that is fucking cool. Like I thought that was rad.
My first taste of outstanding people is I think I was probably like 6 or 7, and these kids were probably 9 or 10, and they're these 2 Korean twins, and they played hockey, and they trained every day, like on our street. Like they would set up cones, and they'd go on their own, no parents.
Oh shit!
They would like as soon as one guy finishes the cones, the other comes back. The other one goes back, the other comes back. And
well, maybe they got threatened to go do it by the parents, and they're like, "I'm not gonna watch it."
And then every morning,
at least they didn't fuck around, which was actually
every morning and night, they would sprint on their rollerblades with dragging a tire behind them. Just up and down the street.
They must have been fucking fast.
Yeah, and they play ice hockey, you know, so they're just like training. They're just training hard. Yeah. And I think that was the first time where I was like, and then I found out I think they were like some of the best in the city league or something like that. And then I think that was my first taste of like, fuck, if you want something and you want to be good at something, you really have to get after it. Like doing things recreationally isn't going to get you very far.
Wow, that's cool that you connected the dots that fast.
Well, I just see them. I just go like, wow, these guys like, because we all play street hockey on that street. I think
no one looked like that.
No, I think they were they were probably like the influencers, or like the culture creators on our street. And it's the one when we're picking teams. If like, let's say we already have a team going, and I think one of them's name was Dennis. I think Dennis and Danny. I think if Dennis and Danny like came back home from school, and if they're willing to jump in, like your morale for your team was just like,
You're like, fuck yeah, we're gonna win.
Fuck yeah, it was like it was worth having one of them on than one of our friends' dads.
Yeah.
That's how good they were.
Yeah.
And adults are generally better at kids at anything.
Not really. Some adults are they have 2 left feet, or
That's
they're
true.
hella stiff
Or
because they don't move
if
at
you have
all.
an athletic dad.
Got it.
So one of our friends has an athletic dad.
Oh,
and so if you were to jump in,
shit.
you're happy too, because he's
Got
probably
it.
like 6 something, But then when Dennis or Danny jumped in, you're like, oh, we're going to win this shit.
Yeah, so that was my standard for high school. And it was pretty similar when I went to college. It was the same thing. Like, I just liked really righteous people. I just like people with like really strong morals. But now it started shifting because now I had more goals in front of my face where I'm like, I need to go to college. I just knew what phases I needed to achieve. And if they weren't going down that path, then I'm like, oh, we can't be friends.
I didn't really have any friends in college.
Yeah, that's what ended up happening to me too.
Yeah, because I think like one thing that I held on to, so I think, like as you're a kid, you add layers of like prerequisite, criteria, right? So in the beginning, it's just acceptance. Acceptance, don't make fun of people, just want to have fun. Then it becomes those two, acceptance, have fun, and then loyalty. Like that was something that was huge in like the gang days, right? Or especially if you grow up in the hood. Like if someone gives you their word and they keep it, you're like, oh man, this guy's dope. Because it also means they got your back no matter what.
Yeah.
And then so you have these 3 things. These 3 things are still important to me. Then you take those 3 things, and once you get into college, it's about goals and your aspirations and stuff.
Yeah.
It almost feels like those become 2 different worlds. Like
I get that.
Like when I meet people with big goals,
yeah,
like loyalty is not that big of a thing, or
right,
in their own way.
It. Yeah, you get it.
Yeah, because now it's almost like
they're loyal to their goals.
Yeah, because now you're like, dude, I got fucking jumped in the bathroom. Where the fuck were you?
No,
like,
achieving my goals.
I'm not gonna go to jail for you.
Yeah,
I'm trying to become a doctor.
Yeah,
and I'm like, what the fuck, you spineless ass motherfucker? So it almost feels like it's like
it has to be
going this way.
Yeah.
So I think because of that, I think I had my own not identity crisis, but my own like, fuck, who are my friends? Who are my friends?
Inner turmoil.
Yeah, my inner turmoil. So I ended up having my friends that I met in high school. That satisfied like one part of me.
Yeah.
But once going to UCLA, I didn't really make any meaningful friendships my time there.
Yeah.
Because no one there possessed those other 3 important things that were so important to me growing up.
Yeah. And that's fair. I think that's I think that's a good balance too.
Really?
Because how rare is it? Like that's probably why you're only gonna have. Remember, like when we were younger, they would like I remember hearing this in movies or in books or just other like older people saying it. Like once you get older, you're gonna be able to count like your best friends on one hand and still have fingers left over. And I was like, yeah, because you whack.
Yeah, because you got 7 fingers.
Because I was just like, because you probably have problems. But it's so true because I think that's what ends up happening. Like life changes people, or like your things that you want are so unique to you that like it reduces the amount of people that can like fit into this like very unique, set of standards that you have.
Which is why I think when we ended up meeting David, he became so fucking tight with us. Because the first time we met at the San Diego Asian Film Festival, we realized it was actually those 3 things. Because me and Joe are like from the same area, right? So we obviously have those 3 things.
Yeah.
Our goals are the same, trying to build JK. So out of all my friends, if there was 4 check boxes, he was the only one that hit all 4 like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? So it was just me that have all 4. Joe has all 4. And then throughout my entire college, never met anyone else that had all 4. Maybe they had 2 out of the 4 or 3 out of the 4, but not 4 out of the 4. David was the next person in my life when we would go out to eat afterwards, and we were like, man, look at those fucking Chauncey ass. we saw things the same way. We talked about like our upbringing the same way. Like from his stories, I could tell how big loyalty means to him, and he could tell obviously how big loyalty means to Joe. Like just all the stuff that we went through. and but also we're both trying to make it on YouTube. So it's not that we had small goals. Because when you have small goals, it's easy to hold on to my loyalty. You know, it's like, oh, boys for life type of thing. When you got big goals, there's gonna be a lot of situations that you're questioned. You're getting it's pulling it apart. You know, you're being questioned. Even like as in the famous like Superbad movie, right? Like Michael Cera, like big school, Jonah Hill's like, yo, what's up? I thought we were boys. Even like something as small as that, it gets your relationship gets tested. And with David, it was like right off the bat, we just knew, you know.
It was love at first sight.
Yeah, it's very rare. It's very rare to like to meet people like that.
Yeah. That's super cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the more I'm talking this out with you right now, I'm going, shit, I think I've carried that righteousness and moral. So like I love righteousness. I love the morals, like the high morals. And obviously loyalty and stuff like that is a given for me. But I don't know if it's as strong as like the gang part of it. But it's definitely huge for me.
You don't have to be in a gang. Like David always says, like he was never in a gang, but he hung around them. So if you hung around them and you saw consequences for actions, you understood what's important.
Got it. Yeah, I don't know if loyalty was that strong to me because I think I started seeing, maybe it comes from myself too, that like people just change and like you have to, like you can't, like you don't possess people. You know what I mean? So like they should be allowed to do what they want to do. And if that doesn't align with what you considered how you wanted them to either resolve the situation or handle that situation or like respond to things, then that was a marker for me to be like, oh, okay, we don't see things eye to eye. You got to go.
Yeah, but I think like when you're true homies, you guys talk it out.
True.
Like you don't let the action create friction and then go, what do we do about this friction?
True. Very true. Yeah, you know? I'm very big on that actually.
Yeah, I'm very big on that. It's more like
that's true. I take it back. You're right. I am very big on that. Because for me, like, you always want to have your friends back, you know, no matter what. And then when some shit does pop off, you assume the best and then question and go, hey, like this seemed out of character. What's going on? Yeah, I'm very much like that. Okay, I take that.
Yeah, like you talk it through so that you understand that it's not a loyalty thing.
Yeah.
You know?
Very true.
You make sure the loyalty is there, but you go, but for our own personal growth, we have to do this or that. And then you talk it out the whole way through. Or you at least try to find a way to make all parties feel comfortable, you know?
Yeah. I think that's where the righteousness comes from me. Like you need to be a righteous person to be able to like even have that conversation. So I think that's why for me it like in the righteous part of things it needs to be in there. But I guess it is loyalty. And I think I carried those things with me up until now. Also with business. So I haven't done as much business as you. And I haven't done a lot of business with people outside of our friend circle, you know. The closest one would probably be like our current situation with one of our partners and stuff. But like moving forward in a business relationship, I would obviously look for morals and righteousness still. That's always going to be a thing for me. But I don't know if I really care to be friends or not. Like obviously you want to be able to like gel, right? Because you need to be able to build. But I don't know if like I want us to be super tight. Like I don't know if that's one of the criteria that I need. Like I just want them to bring a skill that I don't possess.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think business itself, it's a long journey. Because like I also realize, at least through my own business journey or your own relationship journey, actually, every relationship that you get into, you could only base it off the last.
Of course.
Right? So you first have friends and you're like, okay, cool. Friends is like this. This is what I like about friends. So now when you have like a romantic partner, you're like, oh, I want my romantic partner to be like this plus this layer, you know? And
plus we fucking.
And we like read poems to each other and shit. And then so
you don't read me poems.
I always read you poems.
Roses I read what?
No, fuck me, fuck you, woohoo.
Okay, fine.
Did that even rhyme? I don't know. And then with Joe, when we first got into business together with JK, it was like, oh man, like it's the friendship, and then let's build something bigger than us two out of it, you know? So every single phase
That's rare. You know how rare that is?
What?
Like, don't they always say, like, don't go into business with friends or family? Because just there's so many layers.
I completely disagreed. And then now I'm getting closer and closer to agreeing.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was like, what are you talking about? Because it's like me and Joe are tight. And then we're friends. And we could balance friendship. We could balance business. We could talk things out.
Yeah.
We almost never blame anything on each other.
Yeah, you guys are actually fucking rare.
And we're super down to try new shit with each other.
Yeah.
And when one of us is slacking, the other one is down to pick up the slack.
Without talking shit. I've never seen you guys argue and shit or yell at each other or get
sides,
heated.
You know, on both sides.
Yeah. You guys are fucking rare.
But then I realized it's really rare like that.
So fucking rare.
Yeah.
Cuz like friendship it's like that friendship dynamic works because it doesn't have all these other stressors that it doesn't need to have.
Yeah.
You know, that's why like even like us being married, a couple, and then building businesses is also fucking rare. Because it adds so many unnecessary stressors to both relationships.
Yeah,
the
even something as small as my dad. This is what my dad told me when I first started going out with my friends. He's like, don't ever borrow money from friends, and don't ever lend your friend. Or if you lend your friend money, don't ever ask it back.
Yeah.
He goes, accounting is gonna be the biggest friendship like killer.
Yeah.
So that's not even business yet.
Yeah.
You know, but just the minute you start throwing numbers back and forth. Like, let's say you go eat. Oh, can you spot me? And then later on, can you spot me? And then one person remembers they spotted 3 times. The other person feels like they only did it once. It already starts causing a riff. And one person's mind like, oh, that guy's always like trying to nickel and dime me, but the other person does it. And then you start already causing a riff.
Yeah.
So my dad's always like, don't ever borrow money. And if someone wants to borrow money, just pretend like you just act like you gave it. So they don't owe you anything back.
Yeah.
And then, so even something as small as that,
I know.
you know?
Isn't that gnarly?
Yeah.
Relationships are complicated, man. They're so complicated. And I actually really do love relationships. I love learning about people. I love learning just like the behaviors and just the things that we do when, you know, stressors are involved. It's very fascinating. I shouldn't say I love it. It's very fascinating to me. But they're so fucking hard. They're fucking hard. And I don't know if they're hard because maybe I don't understand them or if they're hard because they're just hard.
They're hard.
Maybe you don't understand them either, you know? She's
Yeah.
telling you about her fucking itchy pussy.
Yeah, they're hard because the two biggest lessons I learned in business and friendship is when it comes to being friends first or including friends in your business, when you act on convenience or romance, like, oh, I romanticize, this would be so cool, it's usually the worst decision.
You're right.
Because what ends up happening is instead of objectively looking at, does this person fit this role, myself included, it's more like
Rose-colored glasses, baby.
yeah, it's like, oh man,
What
this
can
person
go wrong?
like, oh, this person cooks so good. They should for sure run the kitchen. Versus, wait, have you ever ran a kitchen staff? You know, it's like you're like everything is like in rose-colored glasses and it doesn't fit the right way. And then that's with zero problems. And the minute you have business, it's speed bump after speed bump after speed bump, and that causes big rifts, especially if expectations aren't met on both sides. So there's that. The second thing is people's life cycles.
Right.
Like when me and Joe started JK, $1 million, I bet neither of us were even considering what workflow would look like when one of us have a kid.
Yep.
Right. And then so someone as dope as Joe, when we had Taika and I'm like, hey, I'm gonna be out for a month, no problem, I get it, just covers me, right? Never goes, dude, that whole month or two you're out of JK News, it was so hard without you or whatever, right? You just done. And people get married, like people have their own life cycles that will also like pull you away from joint ventures and stuff. And like even like in next month, Joe's gonna be in Hawaii for a whole month doing his whole Junebee thing. I get it. That's what he wants to do.
Yeah, but it's rare.
So I don't like hold it above him or nothing like that. That's what he's gonna go do. I'll rock with him. I'm gonna support him. I'll even try to go Hawaii if I can for his grand opening. But yeah, like I realized that type of relationship where both sides aren't really keeping tabs is really rare. It's really, really rare.
Yeah.
So because of that, I think if I were to start another business from scratch, the first thing I would do is figure out what the business needs on paper.
Yeah, same.
And then find the most qualified personnel.
Yep.
And then I think friendships built through victories are actually like merit-based friendships.
It's a sports team.
Yeah, that actually holds more meaning. Like, dude, we won 4 NBA championships together.
Yeah.
That holds way more meaning than, hey, can you draft this guy from this team? Me and him are best buds since high school, and you guys lose or win or do whatever. But then that is a very fleeting type of friendship.
Yeah.
Because there's so many other factors involved.
Yeah, very true. Very insightful, man. I mean, it's interesting, and I do enjoy it, and I sigh because it's like, dang, right? Like, I hear all of my like parents and uncles and aunts going like, man, if I knew then what I know now, type of thing, right? So that's where the sigh comes from. But I'm definitely grateful for all the experiences that I've had. I'm grateful for all the people that I've met, because literally every single person that I've met, good or bad interaction, they have built me, right? Because I'm a product of everyone that I encounter, right? And every person you meet is going to teach you something about yourself that you didn't know, whether it's good or bad, right? So I'm very grateful for everything that I've experienced up until this point. And I'm like, yes, I needed to go through whatever I needed to go through, good or bad. And I look forward to what the next phase in our life, whether that's in our relationship or our friendships or, business, is going to take me, because I'm like, damn, I'm about to learn more shit. And it's exciting to me.
Yeah, I remember as a kid going like, why would anyone ever want to be alone? Like, I want to be.
I never want to be alone,
I'm like,
dude.
I want to be with my friends 24/7. Like, if me and my best friend could wear the same onesie.
That's cute. I remember that too. Imagine we found out we were actually related.
Yeah, like that, And then you go through so much life that, like, the older you meet people, they're like, alone time is awesome.
Yep, we get it. And on that note, I want to wrap it up and say thank you so much to everyone that's supported us and listened to this podcast. You mean the world to us. Thank you so much. Always hit us up about any topic that you feel like we should be talking about or that you want us to cover. You can reach us at BartQuan on Instagram or Gio_Antoinette on Instagram, or leave it in the comments. But yeah, until next time, see you later.
Bye-bye.